Howdy everyone, Poch here with an Age of Magic video, and in today's video we're going to be jumping back into the Dreverad node in Raid 6. In my last video we took on that raid node with the Dragonkin and a Choran team, Dragonkin with Choran in it. It performed really well, but the Dragonkin are quite hard to obtain for the regular player, so I've come up with two alternatives you can use when taking on that node. The first team we're going to be using is the Archons with Choran. Now, this team is difficult to use. If you do not have this team at least this level, 5 Arcane Stars on all your characters, level 90, max gear, I would not recommend using this team. That or higher, because this team really struggles getting to that last node, and this whole team is about getting to that last node, so you can unleash the wave of energy that Choran has been stacking the whole time. If you get to wave 3 and run out of energy, or time, exit the battle and come back in, that Choran's not going to have those stacks. The whole team crumbles. It doesn't work. So the whole premise is getting to the last wave. The Archons really struggle with that. So I originally tried to use this team with Magnus instead of Ilios. It did work. Very rarely though. It was a fight for your life the entire time because the timer was just on your back constantly. So we'll try this with an Ilios in it. Hopefully he can perform a little bit better with his initiative increase. And the Magnus taunt didn't really help much. So we'll see what happens. We'll jump into battle and see how this team performs. The second team we'll be using is a Druid team, which is a bit more successful. Okay, moving into the battle, we're going to get a straight up initiative increase, and actually don't want to reset their initiative. I want them to heal right now. Getting a heal off would be very ideal. So go and Cathbad, heal them up. Okay, now we can use some AoE. Remember, your Choran doesn't get stacks unless an enemy is healed. If they do not heal, doesn't matter if the heal is used. If there's no healing actually conducted, he will not get a stack. So we're up to 23 stacks already. That's beautiful. Already taken out that Ilios. Our main target right now is Colonel. We take Colonel out, then we'll move on to the other units. Got a little bit of initiative boost. There we go. Take out the... There we go. Move on to the Cathbad now. We do want to start stacking up our shields because we want... And look, our Choran is already at 55 stacks. That's beautiful. That's what we want. So yeah, just... You want to start doing... That's why the Ilios is also a great champion, because he does AoE damage, which means every hero is going to get healed. Hopefully, yep, beautiful. Our abilities, we do want to start saving them. I do want to go into the next wave with them up. Yep, okay, we've got the Tyros spin up. That's beautiful going into the next wave. Because the next wave is a pure DPS wave. We want to try to kill this as fast as possible. We're going to go for the Choran on their side first. Reset their initiative. Boost our initiative. Reset initiative. AoE again. Alright, take out the enemy Tyros. Beautiful. We're going to go for the Ignore next. We may lose our friend Ilios here. Do I want to use AoE? I do not, because if I use AoE, he will get hit by Mirrodin. Mirrodin's passive would get him as well. I've got to. Doesn't kill me. That's alright. That Mabe is probably going to go for the Ilios. Yep. Alright, moving on to the next wave, which is a pretty heavy healing wave. We want to aim the Tiliana first. Get the AoE out. That's going to prevent the Gloriana from... Oh, nearly killed her. It's going to prevent the Gloriana from resurrecting anyone. Boost initiative, spin. You only want to use Choran's basic attack as well. That is the only ability you want to use. His second or first special is reliant on dwarves, so you don't really want to be using it because it's only got a 20% chance of working. All right, we take out. Beautiful. All right, get some more AoE out there. All right, we lose the Ilios. That's a bit of a shame. That's okay. We've got a minute 18 left on the timer. Like I said, we're pushing the clock on this team. We really need those AoEs. I really want to take out that Gloriana. So Tyros should be up soon. Beautiful. Gloriana taken out. Oh, it's just really, really struggling for the timer here. If we can just get to the last wave and use Choran's special. We got 13 seconds left. 8. Okay. See what I mean? It is a race against the time, but you got to the point where you're able to one-shot everything on that wave except for the boss, allowing you to go in for a second swipe and just face the Dreverad, which shouldn't be a hard task. Alternatively, you could swap out the Ilios and put in Archon or Steris, a more heavy DPS-dependent character, because this team, it just really struggles with DPS, and that's the only thing it's lacking. It cannot get to that last wave successfully. But if you do, you see it right there, and I managed to just get it in. You wipe everything out, you got Dreverad left to face. So if you can get to that point, I would possibly try Archon, because Steris has solid AoE DPS as well. So both characters, mix and match, see what works best for you, but it is a team to test and see how you go. All right, we'll move on to a more reliable team now. I'll show you what you need. Okay, going in with our next team, we have the Druids with Choran. We've got Mabe, Cathbad, Irma, and Dreverad. So that's going to be the team we're going to be using. This team's a bit better than the last team. This team has decent damage, really decent damage, and healing and tankiness, and it's going to get your Choran just where he needs to be. So we'll jump into battle. I'll show you what you need to do. Okay, so moving in, we're going to go up and straight away use an AoE, Roots of Peace. It's going to damage everyone, which means our friend Cathbad is going to be able to heal everyone up. We're going to lock down that Colonel. We're going to use our AoE, get more damage on everyone. Cathbad's going to get a heal. I mean, we're already at 21 stacks. We're going to heal. And we're going to try and get out of this wave with as much stacks as possible on our Choran. I don't want to waste any more time on any of the other nodes. So we're just going to auto attack here. Just going to take out Colonel. That's the only plan at the moment. This wave isn't really a worry when it comes to damage, and Irma does enough work taking out the casters while you're attacking the Colonel. Moving on to the Ilios. Just going to use our basic attacks here, to be honest. There's nothing really more I need to do. I'm going to heal. Just keep using that heal. You really want to be careful. The tricky wave in this is the second wave. It's a full DPS wave. It's got heavy amount of lockdowns. There is the chance of losing a character on the next wave. If that happens, it's unfortunate. You can't really do anything about it, but that's why you try and go into that wave with all your cooldowns up. The only ability I'm not too worried about is my heal. I want that to be used. Alright, spam the screen at the moment. spam the screen, just auto attacks. Okay. All right, they lock down the Irma, which is good. I'm going to get my heal off. I'm going to lock down that Tyros because I do not want him spinning. And then we're going to aim Tyros and get rid of him first. Going to reset his initiative. Going to use my taunt because I don't want my Irma dying. Even though we can resurrect her, I'd rather she didn't die. Okay, moving on to the Argon next. Not Argon. What's his name? Aegon. No, Egnor. What is his name? Who knows? Okay, moving on to the Mirrodin next. Let's just take him out. I'm just going to use my Resurrect here because it's just going to go straight on cooldown and it just tops off my characters, which means it can come off cooldown again. We can use it if we have to. Okay, he's locked down my Cathbad, but that's fine. We're in a pretty good state at the moment. We should be able to take out Argon, and then we move on to the Mabe. Going into the next wave. Beautiful. Okay, we're at 57 stacks. All right, I'm going to use my AoE, decrease their accuracy. Going to try and take out that Tiliana. Going to reset her initiative. All right. She's probably going to get healed here. Yep. Okay, going to reduce their crit chance. Going to get my heal out. Remove the buffs on her. And take out that Tiliana. We're at 64 stacks. That's beautiful. If we can get to 7 coming out of this wave, I'll be happy. All right, we're going to move on to the Sandy. Let's just take Sandy out. Sandy is quite annoying. I'm not really concerned about taunting. My characters are in a great state. There's not a lot this team can do, so any extra damage I can get out is better than nothing. I'm going to save my taunt in case I really need it, which I don't think I will. But it's there if I need to. Okay, just going to use my AoE again. Come on, we just want to take out that Sandy. Beautiful. Okay. Argon. Just reset his initiative. He hides, but they're all hidden, so that's fine. Just going to take him out. Alright, we can move on to the Gloriana. Let's just take her out because we're at 72 stacks. We don't need to be any higher. We've got 53 seconds left on the clock. Going to be able to go into the next wave. What I do want to do is try and use my Cathbad heal if I can here. Going into the next wave. Beautiful. Okay, going to lower the accuracy on the enemy. Going to reduce crit chance. Actually, should have reduced. Alright, Shorin should be coming up in a second. There we go. Let's do it. Beautiful. And then from there, we can just put the fight on auto. 19 seconds left. Can they take out the Dreverad? It's going to be close. They may not be able to. Oh, team started to crumble at the end there. Dreverad versus Dreverad at the very end, we ran out of time. I think maybe they could have performed a little bit better if I was using their teams myself, their abilities myself instead of letting the AI, because the AI is horrible. But there you go. It can get you to the last wave. Can clear everything, leaving only Dreverad left. You're not going to have to go in, trying to kill all those minions around him. You can get rid of them ASAP. The team can kill the Dreverad. I've won this fight taking out the Dreverad on this and the Archon team. They're just not as painful in DPS as the Dragonkin are, unfortunately. The Dragonkin DPS is ridiculous compared to these two teams. The Druids, good healing. Archons, good sustainability. They just lack that punch of DPS that the Dragonkin have. But if you cannot get the Dragonkin up to the stage where they can clear through this is an alternative. It could get you through to the very end and win you the fight. If not, it'll get you far enough where you can wipe that last wave, leaving only Dreverad, and that's half the fight taken care of. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I will answer to the best of my ability. And wherever you are in the world, until next time, please take care of yourself.